Good morning everybody. So for this week there's going to be different activities on the YouTube online virtual school that we've done. Today I'm going to be going through a geography lesson that you might want to have a go at doing. There's no specific when you need to do it, it's just an idea of a lesson if you want to put in on an afternoon one day this week. So today we're going to be looking at some sketch maps. So a sketch map is a roughly drawn map that doesn't show too much detail. So it shows you about a place or a room, and it gives you some idea of what's there, but it doesn't give you too much detail that you get confused about it. So here are just some ideas, and because it says sketch, that means it's not going to be you don't need to be trying to do it as detailed as possible, because when we sketch it just means that we're trying to do things not quickly but trying to do it so it's nice and easy, and only put in a few little bits here and there to tell your audience about what they're going to look at. So here are some examples of some sketch maps. So obviously if we look at the first one, you can see that it's nice and simple. You can see that there's objects are labelled, you can see where the trees are, you can see where the road is, so it's a really clear sketch map to show the school playground. On the second one, Ada's map, we can see again that the roads are nice and labelled, so they're nice and clear. You can see that the buildings, the shopping centre, a cinema, a gym, so they're nice and clearly labelled as well. So again, it's nice and simple and not going to confuse the reader. So things to include in your sketch map. So you've got a title, so you can see the title of this one's called Ada's map. You've then got labels and annotations where needed. So labels or annotations are just to tell the person that's reading yours what they are actually looking at. So for example, you can see that there's a station, you can see that there's a cinema, you can see that there's a supermarket, a shopping centre, because it's really clearly labelled. Then you need to use simple lines, so don't overcomplicate it, just some simple lines just to show where your either your roads are or your objects are, just really nice and simple. Keep it as simple as you can. To put a north arrow to show which way up your map is, which way north it would be. To add some colour where needed to certain areas, so you might want to add some colour to like the grass or specific things that you don't need to colour the whole map. You can do if you like, but you don't need to colour the whole map, you could just colour certain areas. And you need to have got enough detail to give a rough idea. You don't need to put every single plant, every single tree, but if you just put a few in, so the key features are there. Okay, so your next steps are that I would like you to now have a go at drawing a sketch map. Now this can be of anywhere in your house, or it might be of the park. It's completely up to you. You might want to do it of your bedroom, the kitchen, the lounge, the garden. So the first thing I want you to do is to decide where you're going to draw your sketch map of. Then I'd like you to go and investigate the area, have a walk around it, write some bullet points down of what you can see in that area. So for example, in a garden, it might be tables, chairs, greenhouse, vegetable patch, swing, plant pot. So the main key features, you don't need to list everything, but just the main features. And then you can start to lay out your sketch map and start labelling the areas. Now I'm going to show you an example of one that I did so that you've got an idea. So I went into my garden and I wrote down some bullet points of the main features that were in my garden. So here I can see that there's tables and chairs, a sofa, a fire pit, grass, walls, steps, plants, bushes and flowers, and plant pots. So they were the main things that I could see in my garden. Then I started to lay it out. Now again, I've just used simple shapes to show where the objects are. So obviously you can see that I've got my title, Miss Fair's Garden. I have then drawn out the layout of the garden first. So I drew where the walls were and the steps. I then drew where the flower bed at the top was. I then drew out the chairs and the tables and the gravel and the grass area, and then I labelled them all up and then added some colour to it. So it was nice and simple, nice and easy to follow, and so whoever's reading yours knows exactly what you've included in that. So now if you have a look, can you now see the resemblance? So between the sketch map and my garden, can you see the resemblance? Can you see the sofa in the corner? Can you see the flower beds? Can you see the grass area, the gravel? So you can see that it's really simple. It's simplifying your area that you're going to draw a picture of. So these are your next steps. Obviously I've just gone through what you are going to have a go at doing. I will put these I will leave these on here so you can pause the video and you can use these to go through your steps so that you can also have a go. And I'd love to see some of your sketch maps on Seesaw if you'd like to show me in there. If you'd like to as well, take a picture like I've done of the real picture of your garden and then your sketch map next to it. That'll be probably a nice idea to compare to see how clearly your sketch maps are. I hope you have a lovely time with this and I'll be in touch soon.